I'm Emily. This is Will. And that's Lou Dog. And we live on our sailboat Appa. Catch us every other Wednesday on YouTube. And welcome to the Sailing Bison.
So we're talking about today, when we woke up, it was dead calm. It was supposed to be calm for about the first 3/4 of the day, and then it would start coming out of the west. So I went to the beach and hung out for a while, got some cool birds, but the wind ended up coming from the south and coming about mid-morning. So Emily had to cut her shower short. We were backed up to the beach pretty good. I was showing a depth of 10 feet, which is only about 5 feet underneath our keel. So it's time to go, and in retrospect, we probably should have left first thing in the morning when it was calm. But so far, no harm, no foul. The sunset.
Who are you talking to back there? There's a pond guy out here fishing.
You look good.
Wearing matchy prints.
Oh, nice.
Alright, we've survived the night.
Am I in this?
No, you're way over there. We've survived the night. We're in high spirits this morning, apparently. We're gonna just kind of bend the corner here and go over to San Evaristo, where we tried to go yesterday. Something just jumped out of the water right there.
And there's some fishing folks right there.
I just said that.
Oh, hey.
Hi!
Here, buddy.
On your way? Papa. Welcome.
Oh.
You want to be in the video?
Yeah.
Just your butt, though. Keep the butts. So we're going to bend the corner and go around to San Evaristo, where we were trying to go yesterday, but the waves were a little rough in there, so we came back around to this little spot, which is really cool. It's a great view of the mountains out here. The sunset last night was awesome. The water right now is like glass, but there's no northerly protection here, and the wind is going to start coming out of the north in, I don't know, like a couple hours. So we're trying to get ahead of that and make it into San Evaristo, which is well protected from the north, and kind of hang out there through the northerly, which is supposed to rip until like Friday.
Yeah.
So we have potentially a week there.
Well said. She nailed it.
I've been practicing talking to the camera.
Very good. Let's lift the anchor.
Queens. Since the ride was way smoother than the day before, I decided to take advantage and go down below into the cabin and sort some laundry. Something's speaking, and I'm going to go make sure everything's okay. All is well. I bought this little tiny washing machine off Amazon before we left San Diego, and it honestly turned out to be a pretty decent investment. It was only like $30, and it can really only do things like socks and underwear and bathing suits, but when you live on a boat, that's really all you need.
always get nervous. So today we are doing a boat project. Starlink is how we get our internet while we're underway and while we're at anchor. It works really well. It's just like having internet when we lived in Chicago. Super fast, super reliable. Really like Starlink a lot. And you might be wondering, if we're talking about Starlink and that's today's project, why am I standing in the kitchen? And that's because I installed the Starlink super duper fast when we first got going. I think it took me like an hour to install it. It's zip ties. There's a towel and some duct tape involved. And I'm gonna try to install it more correctly this time around. So here it is in the kitchen. It's in here because I can drop down from the companionway with the cable I need super fast. So that was a nice easy job, but it doesn't belong over here and it takes up a lot of the counter space for when you're trying to cook. So that's today's project. This is where we want the Starlink to go. We have some cool plans for how we're going to build it out over here, make it a little more well suited for us, but for now it works really well. Got just everything you need, and we're going to get the Starlink installed up here. So to figure that out, we'll need to run the wire from up here down through that, down through there into the floor, called the bilge here on boats, down here around through the bathroom, into the guest bedroom. We're gonna go underneath the bed and then through that little door and then up until wherever we find a place to get it through the boat. As is with the start of every project, first thing to do is to get into the workshop. Just go here and tie it up. And we're in. Part of figuring out how to get these videos out is figuring out where the camera should go. We've got this bendy tripod thing, and the GoPro's held on with rubber bands, and sometimes it's really hard to find the right angle. All right. Hopefully this works. My window open. Welcome to the workshop. So I just went shuffling around looking for circular things. Again, we're trying to make a template to see if I can't pass that wire through it. And I was looking around for circular things to make the template making process easier. I found a dime is about the exact diameter we're looking for. So that's about 17 millimeters right there. Almost perfect. That's the larger of the two holes. So this would be the one. I mean, just holding it, it doesn't feel like it's going to fit. But the reason to find a circular unit is because now we can just trace it. Ooh, that pencil's not sharp enough to trace with. This one doesn't look any better. Got a mechanical pencil. Also got the scissors that I need for the next step. So we'll get in here. Nice clean tracing of the dime. There's a chance I would have done this with an X-Acto knife and skipped the pencil step, but I just cut my thumb like 3 days ago, skipping a step. So following all the steps this time. That's our template, looks pretty good. All right, so now we have what we need, and we're gonna try to fit that big old head through here. We'll see. There's no way to turn this in and around, so we can get the first part of this going just fine, and we comically cannot fit this. Oh man, what a terrible... I do like Starlink a lot, and I like SpaceX a lot, and I think they're doing cool stuff, and Tesla as well. But this is a terrible plan right here. This head of the wire, why would you make that such an odd shape? Well, they did it so it fit very nicely into the bottom of this, which, yeah, it's a little over engineering there, buddy, pal. Just you could have figured that out. Look at this, I can't fit that shit. Alright, we gotta go cut a new hole in the boat. I am once again back in the kitchen. This time you'll find I have the entire Starlink dish with me, and that's because I decided to check the other end of this wire and see if it was any skinnier, and it turns out it is. It's a fair bit skinnier. It's still bulkier than the wire itself, but we're going to be able to pass it through somewhere much easier than this. So yeah, my bad on the rant. Here is the much skinnier end. That should be easier to pass through places. I don't know if you can see that, which is fine or not. So here we have the wire that we're going to try to run, the fat end and the skinny end. I wrapped them both in saran wrap just to protect them as we do all of this. I went ahead and compared the skinny end to all of my drill bits. The largest one was as close as I got. This is a 1/2 inch. I do have spade bits if I wanted to go wider, but they're sometimes really hard to run through thick pieces of material, which this is. So a drill bit much more attuned for going through deep stuff. So we're going to try to make this work. It's just a little bit too big here where there's a molded piece of plastic. So I think I'm just going to wobble the bit as I drill it, making it just a little bit bigger than a 1/2 inch. And then I think I could slip this in. If not, we can look at sanding this down or maybe clipping off the edges, something like that. We've got a trash can and duct tape. This we're going to hold up underneath the hole that I'm going to cut to catch all the shavings. We have a shop vac back here for anything that slips by the old bucket system. This is a really great shop vac. We do have 2 batteries, but one is bad-ish. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So we've got the reliable one plugged in over here, and if we need the shop vac, we'll just transfer it. Last but not least, we've got a headlamp, and that's because we're going to be working back there in the dark part of the boat. That's the deep storage, the lazarette. It's pretty small, very dark, pretty uncomfortable, and not well organized yet. That's going to be a fun project in the future. This year is enough for me to get over there, and I just crawled on over and I shimmied up and I looked, and it's pretty far up there. It's probably, I mean, it's really the top of the boat here, so give it another like 4 feet, which is too long for my arms, so I won't be able to tape the bucket up there, the trash can. So we're gonna have to enlist the help of Emily, and she's not gonna like being back here. Maybe I'll be down here. Maybe she can do the drilling.
All right, at your leisure. In a minute now. Good. Good? Oh, 1 second. Let me get the bucket back up. All right, go ahead. Are you done?
For now, yeah. I had to dry fit it again.
Okay. Yeah, you're starting to get close to some kind of bar, metal bar there. It runs with the beam of the boat.
I'm gonna get a different drill bit.
Okay. All right, whenever you're ready.
Thanks down there, Ed.
All good?
All good.
Can I bring the bucket out with me?
Yep.
Okay. Now I've got to somehow maneuver my way out of here. No, I can't see behind me.
Nicely done, hon.
Yay.
Let you pick tomorrow.
Oh, good. Blondie bars?
Looks
Mmm.
like we're gonna have icing with it too.
Made it. Hi, Beanie. The wrong window. Oh, that's a big stretch.
Against me!
I'm over here replaying the video of me in the in the lazarette.
From like 3 minutes ago. Yeah, the video she just took.
And I'm like asking him questions in the video. He's over there in the cockpit answering the questions in the video. Like I'm still in the lazarette, and he watched me crawl out of the lazarette.
Did I get the answers? Did I say the same thing both times?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna try to slide it up there. Let me know if you see anything pop out. All right, right there. That's it. Thanks, honey. Mm-hmm. We're in. All right, the ceremonious moment. Starlink is coming out of the kitchen. We didn't quite make it to the command center today, but after probably 5 or 6 hours. Oh. After like 5 or 6 hours, we got it out of the kitchen. Goal 1 complete. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's good. All right, so we are in the final stage here. We have the outside run. This is the inside run. So we're taking off the protective wrap. That's good. All right, that's clicked in. We'll clean all these wires up after. I went ahead and tested the outlet when you guys weren't looking. It worked fine, so we'll plug that in. And now, Emily, if you'll hit the port side lights for us. Port side outlets. All right, that's it. We'll check back in a couple minutes if it worked or not.
Thanks for watching, guys. Tune in a couple weeks for what I think is my favorite episode yet. We do a little walk through town and then a sunrise sail to our next spot.